Hello, haunted humans, and welcome to Screaming Mimes. Thank you so much to all of you who have listened to our first episode and decided to come back for more. In this episode, you will find that we have improved greatly, and we appreciate everyone listening to our, what I like to call, rough draft episode. Today, we watch and discuss Anna Kendrick's directorial debut and popular Netflix film, Woman of the Hour. We hope to answer a question that we have received from many of you listeners with this episode. We appreciate your support and engagement. These witches curse. If you don't like cursing, then you're in for some toil and trouble. If you don't mind cursing, then let the cauldron bubble, baby. Woman of the Hour is a crime thriller focused around telling stories through the lens of women encountering a serial killer. The movie follows a few victims of the 1970s serial killer Rodney Alcala. Many of the scenes are inspired by true accounts from the Alcala case, while other scenes and even characters are representing the countless other testimonies we have heard from women over centuries. Opening in what appears to be a remote desert location, there is a woman who is having her photo taken by a man. It becomes clear that she doesn't know the man well, and she's sharing her recent life story with him. The feeling sets in that the man, Rodney Alcala, is preparing to attack the woman. I don't want to get, judgmental at any point, but I am really curious as to why she's being so vulnerable with this person in the middle of nowhere and letting him take photos of her raw vulnerability.
Yeah. Of her sobbing on a hill.
He's gonna touch her. He's gonna touch her hair.
What is the context of this moment?
It's the moment that she is gonna die.
I mean, I know that, but why? How did she get here?
Yeah, definitely want to know how she got here. I mean, I'm sure they're going to get into it.
I mean, if he puts cameras down, it's time to run.
Yeah, they're really in the middle of nowhere.
Right? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, this is sadistic. Does that work?
I have no idea.
I think I know why you picked this movie for this weekend.
There were a lot of reasons that went into it.
This is definitely going to be a feminist-centric vibe, I think.
Definitely. We now have the idea of what Alcala did to his victims, such as strangling and reviving them, without seeing anything overly graphic. Enter Anna Kendrick's character, Cheryl Bradshaw, who we learn is a struggling actress trying to get herself noticed. Cheryl is on the phone with her agent talking about getting an open spot on the TV segment, The Dating Game. While on the phone, Cheryl is followed into her apartment by the skeezy neighbor trying to be buddies looking for benefits, if you know what I mean. They go out, and he makes a move that Cheryl ever so gently rejects, but we see that in the morning, she's waking up next to the neighbor with regret face.
Sus. He's wearing a buka shell necklace, not to be trusted.
Get out of here, guys. She didn't even invite you in. He's just making himself comfortable in her fucking apartment.
Oh, God. Barf. Oh, God. This guy's giving Xander vibes from Buffy. They're you're safe with me. Mm. But, definitely not.
No, he definitely has the, I'm going to play the friend zone until I can get close enough to try to make my move.
Yep.
What are you apologizing for? That was the softest rejection possible, and he's going to be a little bitch about it.
Yep. Oh my God.
No, why did you do that to yourself? Cut to a young woman sitting under a stairwell as Alcala approaches and photographs her. The girl, Amy, who is representing Monica Hoyt, agrees to go and have more photos taken for a photography contest that Alcala claims can win them good money. Cue creep. See, now we work in a world with consent where before people take your picture on the street, they say, hey, I'm an artist and I like to take portraits of people and strangers and stuff. Like, can I take your picture? You want to see my work first? You mean just standing there? That pose where I'm just standing?
She is gorgeous. Well, I guess this is how he gets him, huh?
Like, talk about don't follow him to a second location.
Yeah, right.
Definitely don't get in their car and drive it to the middle of nowhere. Cheryl arrives for her appearance on the dating game and is badgered with the disgusting way that women tend to have been treated in the past and sometimes still to this day. Of course, they're going to tell her to be dumb. Just smile and look pretty and act not so smart, okay? Because you look so beautiful when you smile.
Yeah, she looks great with her hair down.
She looks great all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Also, God, she's so good. And I mean, she's always been good, but like we see her develop through her career, Anna Kendrick, and just she can act with her face so well. Oh, God, I love her. Like you can see the thoughts running through her brain. Cutting now to further back, we meet another victim who calls out to Alcala on the street for help moving furniture. He helps her and tries to impress her with his college background. When she rejects him, she realizes the danger she is in.
She's got cool eyes.
I'm like, now, who's this? Like, we're just seeing all these victims. Okay, 1971.
Oh, okay.
We're backtracking.
So that's what we're doing. We're jumping around.
So far, what I'm getting is people will do anything when they're desperate for something, whether it's money, whether it's attention.
This is to show that women have been giving men space to mansplain for a long time.
Right, yeah. How is there all this screaming and struggling and, like, no neighbors?
Right?
Back at the dating game set, the show begins, and Cheryl asks her 3 hidden bachelors the questions provided to her. The bachelors include Alcala, who is recognized by a woman in the audience.
Oh, gross.
Blah. Gross.
Ew.
Where did they find this guy?
Fucking gross.
I wonder how they picked people for these shows, for real.
Well, so far, I don't know how she's gonna pick one, because they're all pretty barf-tastic.
Yeah, duds.
I wonder if this for real happened. Like, there was a woman in the audience he attacked.
Now we are taken to Alcala's place of work, where he is showing off photos that he has taken of young women. The police arrive to question him, which produces nothing but Alcala feeling the pressure of being caught.
Imagine how casual he was just, like, pulling out these photos of, like, naked women at work.
It's wild. And this clearly isn't, like, a first-time thing, because she said he's probably upstairs holding court, like this is a regular occurrence.
Also, I want to point out that the calendar says December 1977.
Good call.
And the game is in 78.
Is he crying because he almost got caught?
Probably.
Good, I hope you get caught, motherfucker. Did you get a chill?
Yeah.
I did too. That was weird.
That was weird.
Maybe we have a ghost. We're back now at the dating game, and the audience member who recognized Alcala is becoming progressively more distressed. We get a flashback showing the woman with friends at the beach and Alcala with them. She knows the person she sees on stage is the man that killed her friend. She runs out of the studio and tells her boyfriend what's up. He doesn't believe her. She goes to a security guard for help, and he sticks her in a room to wait for a producer, but it's really just the janitor, and no one is actually trying to help her.
So she's pretty sure he killed her friend.
Yeah.
Got it. Believe her. Believe her. Believe her.
What the fuck? Like 90%, that's like pick him out of a lineup. Like,
yeah.
Don't you think if she's like the lead witness on who could potentially be that person's killer, that like if they think that if they think that that's him, that they should look into it, period. Like,
and he's over here like, don't ruin this guy's life, like, punch him in the dick. I don't know, she's just so emotional. Oh, well, maybe it's because she knows that guy killed her fucking friend. Holy shit. He's acting?
Is he, though? Like, let's
see.
Let's not, get too excited.
Wow, what a fucking asshole.
Wow. But I remember how it was like, well, let's see if he's actually going to help. Driving down the highway now, we are back with Amy and Alcala driving to nowhere. Amy is a runaway and feeling free. She sticks her head out the window. Getting hereditary PTSD.
Oh my god, I know. Don't hang your head out the window.
The thing about this being based on true events is that all of these people that are representing these victims are so relatable. Like, you can see people that you know in all of them. And it's so soul-crushing. Ugh, God, that guy is creepy. Ugh. Oh, it just made me cringe so hard. Checking back in on the game, Cheryl changed the questions to shake things up, and Alcala was the only one who could keep pace with her. One of the other bachelors becomes suspicious of Alcala based on some disturbing comments. Cheryl makes her choice and picks Alcala as her bachelor. The man who is suspicious warns Cheryl. She goes out to dinner with Alcala and starts to feel the ick, so she signals the waitress to no longer serve them. Saying their goodbyes, Cheryl tries to give Alcala the slip, but he catches on and stalks her through the parking lot until he is interrupted by people leaving a building and Cheryl escapes.
Her just, like, correcting to try to make them feel comfortable is palpable.
What the hell, bro?
He knows she put a fake number.
Yeah, but even if you know that, like... Oh, God! Oh, I got a Charlie horse! Oh, no! Oh, fuck!
Oh. Ooh! Fucker. Where the fuck did that come from? It didn't want to ruin the moment.
No, that's okay. I literally thought you were reacting to him because, like, appropriate reaction.
I mean, he's definitely cringy as fuck.
Do not turn your back. Yeah, go a lot faster than that. A lot faster. Yeah.
Put your keys out. And once your keys are out, run.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, this is horrendous.
Should have kicked him in the nuts.
Now go directly to the police station. And get out of there a lot faster because you know he's going to follow you. The movie comes to a close with Amy waking up in a very beaten state with Alcala crying next to her. She thinks fast and decides that to survive, she will comfort Alcala and try to make him feel accepted. They leave the desert together and she escapes at a gas station. Amy runs to a nearby diner and calls the police. Credits roll to show the extent of Rodney Alcala's potential victim count and details of his arrest. I mean, the things that we will do to survive. It does not seem like that's the kind of person that you should let out on bail.
No.
That's just like people wanting money, and like that money is fucking blood money. We chose to watch Woman of the Hour for a couple of reasons. One, we got a lot of questions from people asking if we were going to cover any true crime in our podcast. And we chose this true crime related film to tell you that no, we will not be doing true crime. So while that may seem like a little switcheroo, there is a method to the madness. So the reason that we chose this film to watch is because, one, it was a directorial debut for Anna Kendrick, so supporting women. Yep, I like to support women. She did a fantastic job in highlighting the things that you should do to try to protect yourself if you're in any sticky situations, what certain people did to get out of those situations, what worked for them. And also really highlighting that women do not get listened to. They are not heard. They are not believed. And I think that was a big part of the message here, is that women are not being heard. Anna Kendrick is donating her proceeds to organizations that help victims of violent crimes.
I'm not like, oh, let's crack a bottle of wine and watch a documentary on a serial killer. Like, I grew up watching Criminal Minds. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, and I would say, like, no shade. Like, I definitely watched a lot of Criminal Minds. Yeah,
yeah.
And I would say, like no shade to anybody who really loves true crime. Like, I totally understand the draw to it.
Yeah,
I have a hard time with what's out there for true crime because so much of it is glorifying disgusting behavior or glorifying the serial killer or things of that nature, and I just can't get behind it. There's been a few things that I've tried to listen to, and after a certain point, I just start feeling gross. And I don't like that feeling, and so it's not something that I'm really chasing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So I'm not really interested in that as a topic for us. And the other thing I'll let you know right now that we will not be doing is really just like straight up gore. That's really not our vibe either. Like if you want to talk about Saw, that's not really where our heads are at. I don't do well with brutality personally. After I had children, I just like, every time I see something brutal, I'm imagining it happening to my children, and I cannot sit through that. So it is very hard. And there are even times during some of the movies that we do watch where I have a harder time. And so we'll probably talk about those moments because it's a big part of processing my own traumas and postpartum shit. So I don't mind talking about that stuff. Yeah. But yeah, basically we won't be doing true crime and we won't be doing gore. So
there's plenty of really wonderful podcasts out there that are super good at true crime stuff. So like we're not here to step on any toes.
Absolutely. And on that same note, if you're looking for the things that are based on a true story, there are a lot of really awesome based on a true story things that are in the paranormal realm, and we will definitely be getting into those things. So you can look forward to that if you're interested in stuff that touches reality.
I pretty much exclusively listen to true horror. Like, true paranormal stories, like people telling their own experiences. That's pretty much exclusively what I listen to, so. Yeah. I got you, boo.
Well, any takeaways you'd like to share from watching Woman of the Hour?
I definitely found myself more than a few times being like, oh god, why would she do that? You know what I mean? Like not exactly put herself in those situations, but not get herself out of them. Yeah. You know, like specifically like in the beginning when she decided she had to gamble that the next door neighbor guy, she's like, well, I gotta live next to this guy. He wants to bang.
Yeah.
I really didn't want to. Yeah. And she just like kind of did the math on that and was like, well, I gotta live next to him. I guess I don't want him to come and attack me later. So she thought this was the path of least resistance, I guess. And I was like, woof.
Yeah, all the times that I'm like, why are you doing that? What are you doing? You know, those kinds of things. I just keep trying to remind myself, especially in the scenes where they're, you know, asking her to do things that she doesn't want to do for the TV part of it, right? And like, I just keep thinking, like, just say no. Like, just say what you're thinking right now. We can see it on your face. Just say it, you know? But of course we feel that way. Yeah. Because, like, just say it. But also that wasn't the time in the 70s. Like, like, just say it wouldn't have gotten her very far, you know?
So the dating game took place in 1978, right? Yeah. 1974, women could buy a home, get a credit card without a man.
Yeah.
Just for context. So.
Like, she's just barely, for the last, 4 years, been living in a world where she could potentially be independent and live in a house. Yeah. Live in a house on her own. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of reasons why she's just saying okay and doing the things to appease the men around her.
Yeah.
And even so, that's how the survivor escaped.
Yeah,
She appeased what he
exactly
needed to hear.
That was true.
Yeah, that was a true part of the story, was she, asked him to keep it a secret and, played along as if they just got a little wild and they like some freaky stuff, and they would be worried that people would judge them. And so, like, don't tell anybody. And then she escaped when they stopped at a gas station.
I was really impressed by that girl's, like, calculus there, Yeah. Because also, she was a young runaway. Yeah. She was, like, underage. And she made that call. She was able to, like, figure out the only way she was going to get through this was to do that.
Yeah. And I'm sure that there are interviews with her as well. I'm very curious as to, there was a part, they come up to a 4-way stop and there's a truck that pulls up and she just sits there and she just looks at the truck. And you're thinking to yourself, like, just get out or like go. But the person in the truck is just another man. You know? And so she does nothing, Yeah, and she waits. She waits for the calculated moment,
I felt that, yeah.
And I think that's what I enjoyed about this movie, is Anna Kendrick did a really good job of playing off of the fears that we already have, that we already know, like the stalking in the parking lot, which we learned, like, that wasn't necessarily real, that... Basically, the stalking in the parking lot didn't happen because, like, she got the bad vibes right away from him putting his hand on her, and didn't leave with him and have that little dinner date and all that stuff. But all of those things that were shown are situations where you can learn something from it. So when she's walking in the parking lot and he's stalking her, she's struggling to find her keys. Don't go into the parking lot without your keys already in your hand, between your fingers, like things that we maybe already know, but like, are we passing that knowledge along? Does every girl out there know that, walk with those keys between your fingers so that you have a form of a weapon and you're ready to get in your vehicle. Do not unlock all of your doors when you get to your car. Only unlock your door. Like those kinds of pieces are very vocal without saying anything in the movie. Another example that I was thinking of is, the following to a second location, all of the women that followed out to a second location to have these photos taken were just being shown like the things that we needed to do to protect ourselves. And, a big portion of that is the woman who's trying to get somebody to hear her, that she knows that this guy is the person who killed her friend and nobody will listen to her.
Also, she made a point to reach out to women. Like, there was that bit in the bar.
The woman he asked the woman to get them another round of Mai Tais, and she gave her the look and shook her head like, no, please don't,
Yeah. And then the waitress was like, oh, I'm sorry, this is last call.
Also, for anybody listening, waitresses are here to help you. If you are ever in a weird, sticky situation, like, leave a little note on a napkin, like, flag them with your eye contact, whatever you need to do, because like, they are looking out for you, just like as a former waitress. Definitely.
And bartenders.
Yeah, bartenders, servers.
I think she did a really good job of like putting you in a woman's shoes. And sure, some of it felt a little outdated for us. Like I said, the first interaction with the guy that she ended up sleeping with. I think that today's day and age, we would have been telling him to fuck off, kick rocks, Yeah. But a lot of the other parts, it felt like really resonant with how you would feel.
So they added like all the bit about her changing the questions and stuff.
The girl in the audience was a metaphor for all the women that came forward over like decades to point at this man.
So I imagine the reason that they added her character and all of that piece of the story is to show how women are never believed for anything.
And that how many women did come forward.
Right. Which is a great representation of that.
Yeah.
And she's like, do your fucking job. Like, that's women everywhere.
Yeah, that was visceral.
Women everywhere.
I mean, yeah, Cheryl Bradshaw was like the main character, but in reality, the main character was the dating game. He was using that to, like, who knows why he did that? Like, assuming he was being like a serial killer who thought he couldn't get caught. Like, he was just rubbing it in the face, you know, just being cocky. Yeah, do you want to talk about how scary you felt like it was?
Oh, yeah, on our scale.
Yeah.
I would not watch it again.
No, I wouldn't.
One and done for me. But I think it was there to make a point, and it did.
Yeah. It was uncomfortable at most, I would say.
Yeah, I would say
Unsettling.
it was like a 1 on the level of like scare. Like it gave me the jeebies in the sense of like the ick coming from that guy.
Yeah.
Which bravo to all of the actors in this film, but especially the guy who played Rodney Alcala. He did a good job of giving me the ick vibe.
Yeah, if you want to really get creeped out, look that up, the actual dating game episode with him. Yeah, I would say it was uncomfortable and creepy, and it's really hard to put on our scale because, like, it's just not a horror movie.
Yes. Also, it was not very graphic, I will say.
Yeah.
Like, for it being like a crime thriller kind of thing. Like, it was not very graphic. They did not show any of the things that you wouldn't want to see, but they did allude to the things that were happening, you know? I think the most horrifying thing that we saw was when he strangled that woman, and we didn't really see him strangle her, but like we knew he was strangling her, and then you see her laying there and she's passed out from being strangled, and he breathes air back into her, basically gives her a little CPR, pounds her chest, and then she's alive again, and he goes back in for another attack, and that was definitely like the hardest part to watch, I think, but it was very quick, and it didn't show anything like, I hate to say like it didn't show anything outrageous, because that's all outrageous, you know, but like, I mean, they didn't show it in a way that is gonna make it like stick with you and haunt you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like probably the most graphic thing definitely happened to that runaway girl, but that was all implied.
Yeah, it was all implied. They didn't show any of that.
You didn't see any of it, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I appreciate as well. Yeah. And that's like definitely something that you can tell is because this was directed by a woman.
Yeah.
That guy is believed to have killed 130 people, and he died in incarceration, and I do believe in reformation. However, if you're investigating somebody for murdering multiple people, you do not set a bail.
Yeah, right.
What the fuck? They let him out on bail. He killed 2 more people.
Yeah, that was...
It took over 10 years. Is that what it said? It took over 10 years for them to finally, like, convict him.
He received a sentence of 25 years to life. He's been conclusively linked to 8 murders. In 2016, he was charged with the 1977 murder of a woman identified in one of his photos. He died of a heart attack. Oh, good. When he was arrested in July 1979, he was held without bail. And that was after they had arrested him.
Killed 2 people.
And he killed people on bail.
Yeah. That's obnoxious.
So that's cool. Very cool.
Our criminal justice system is egregious. It's fucking terrible. Well, good job, Anna Kendrick. Good on you, Netflix.
Yeah, that was very well done.
I'd like to say it was a different time then. However, it wasn't so different. Anyway,
next week it'll be ghosts.
Next week we're going to do something ghosty.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we hope that you enjoyed The Woman of the Hour. We will be back week after next. We're going to get real scary next time.
Ooh, gonna get spooky in here.
Yeah, stay tuned for some screams.
Heck yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to follow Screaming Mimes wherever you get your podcasts. We will release an episode every other Wednesday. Scare you then.